Hello, good day. It's such a beautiful day. I'm so excited to tell you about good news. My name is Lucia Arden. I'm a presidential advisor under President Trump's team. And I have been for many years, but I'm excited to show you about EU tariffs and trade. My name is Lucia Arden, and I'm going to show you in this book that I wrote. It's on Amazon, and it's called In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy. This is the book. So you can see it on Amazon. So we're going to be talking about this book, which is such a beautiful blessing. In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy. So let's do this now. My name's Lucia Arden, and then I'm going to show you, and also God's miracle I wrote. God's miracle, and God's first America, our miracle. God first America. God first countries, our miracle. In my other book, Our Need to Give to the World, and this is my my website. So I'm so excited to show you. Now these are my friends. Here, let's do it and show what they're doing.
Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni hosted transatlantic talks between US Vice President J.D. Vance and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in Rome on Sunday.
There they are.
The discussions were aimed to help trade talks progress between the US and the EU. Vance called Europe an important ally, even though they had some disagreements.
See, there it is. There's JD, Meloni, and Ursula.
Countries within Europe are important allies of the United States, but of course we have some disagreements, as friends sometimes do, on issues like trade.
Meanwhile, von der Leyen said she hoped it could mark a new beginning in transatlantic relations. She highlighted the significant trade partnership of more than 1.3 trillion euros per year between the two, calling it the largest trade relationship in the world.
There it is. There it is. And now I'm going to show you my book. Now watch this. Watch this. This is about trade. So here we go. This is my book. My name's Lucia Arden. And I'm going to show you the information about what we did to work together for America and help her to survive. I'm a political analyst, and this book was taken and given before President Trump got in, and I'm going to show you about America and how I told them what to do. I told them what to do. I'm a political analyst. I'm a supply chain economist, and I'll show you right now where it is right here. And we need to come together. This is a geopolitical world. And that's why they should have never opened the borders, and it all connects, because we need to gain friends and integrate in truth and understanding, because we are not part of the BRICS anymore. So look at all this information. I'm a supply chain economist. I'm a political analyst. I do call myself an independent politician. And I wanted to show you this. Here it goes. Now look at, and this is what the children need to learn. They need critical thinking and to think on ideas. Here it is. Here it is. The BRICS. We have the BRICS, okay? And we have to deal with the BRICS. And we'll talk about that later, about Saudi Arabia, which I'm the one that I pleaded Saudi Arabia not to come into the BRICS, and we're going to have another YouTube on that. But here it is, right, which is so important, and that's my idea, to bring all these things together. And so we need to realize that, thank God, Saudi Arabia will not go into the BRICS. I studied BRICS under Jim Rickard, and we need to work together with them. We're going to be fine. And these are all the 7 G7s that we need to come together to the world's most advanced economies, their heads of state and governments: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United States, United Kingdom, and plus we have our beautiful, beautiful Saudi Arabia. Now we're coming in together, and this is how we're correcting it, because we're going to exchange products and services. See, trading, economy, and geopolitics are factors to our countries and power, safety, and geopolitical powers. Even if we lose businesses with the BRICS, because the BRICS, brothers and sisters, I told you, you know what that is. That we're not trading. They're not trading their gold and commodities in current with our United States currency with their own. They've dropped off, and that's called the BRICS. We will gain international contracts and build relationships with other countries. There it is. See, we will gain international contracts and build relationships with other countries. These are solutions. Our liquid gas. Here's it. Our liquid gas. Okay. Our liquid gas is the most significant commodity we can sell to other nations. We need the vessels and transportation portals to transport and to be made. And commodities international, nationally, we must assess all our commodities and address our contracts, and that's with the Saudi Arabia deal, which I told you, and I'm going to have a separate YouTube, and my name's Lucia Arden. Strategically, when exporting and importing goods and services, determine if the contracts are relevant and up to date for global geopolitical interactions and powerhouses. Look competitively and not just short-term contracts. Spontaneously look at all contraindications. Please see my brief book explanation in the book. This it is. Here's the other one. The big corporate businesses need to be careful because of the geopolitical powers will get the businesses first. Exchange shown and reflect in the BRICS. That's why we have to be very careful. The big companies, because the BRICS, that's our competition with, they're developing their nations because they're going to have extra cash because they're exchanging their commodities and their goals with their currency. Do you understand? In 10 to 30 years, if we do not exchange international, this is my work, Lucia Arden, because this is I am the coin idea, the first steps of the being of the trade with Saudi Arabia and President Trump, my president, okay? Because I'm on a team, okay, with him, and I have been for years. And this is my idea also. And I want to tell you because I am a advisor, so you could hire me. In 10 to 30 years, if we do not exchange international company and work to protect our borders and international diplomacy, we can lose much. Also, the protection of information systems is mandatory. We need to become a more self-sufficient nation because most of our money, sweethearts, are from services, from the money we got from BRICS and legal services and business services instead of goods. That's why we're bringing all our small and large back, our small and large businesses back, remember? So we need to become more self-sufficient nation for newer exports and manufacturing, not just country of a business. Our oil can subsidize the BRICS. Since oil and big business are not the trade of the dollar, see, here's the answer. So if the children see this, that I've been speaking to and the young adults across the different nations, they can see how important it is to vote in a president and representatives that want to build their country in America. And that's why our beautiful Meloni wants to build Italy, because she's right in line what I've always believed, even before she came in for Italy. Because I've always been praying, that's my second mother country. First is America, and my roots are from Italy. And then we have our beautiful Ursula, and we have J.D. Vance that's there to do the work that he's represented as the president, the vice president of the United States. And our President Trump is there with them, directing them. Since oil and big businesses are not trading United dollars, they will mostly be traded with BRICS groups in specific countries. Look at the imports and exports in terms of timing, of course, sometime cost, and how they'll be deliberated. Use imports from other countries at minimum. Check toxins and liability controls of safety, technological controls, war tools and toxins. And I told you about the war tool and toxins and all that. I told you. I'm the one that told you to look at all the manufacturing for China, which they've been finding. I'm the one that told you, Lucia Arden, they found it in all the cranes for the delivery. So we need to realize that U.S. has goods imports of 2022. China, they imported 563 billion. And from the total of in other values here, you could see. So we need to realize. And we've also, from Mexico, 454 billion we imported. in Canada, 436 billion, Japan, 148 billion, Germany, 146 billion. Companies are importing, not setting enough tariffs or any at all. So we need to make sure we set enough tariffs. That's what President Trump was doing. The value is not here, right here, but we, America, on this page, we spend over 900 something billion dollars on EU, on exports. We need to develop our small and large businesses with benefits that are competitive with imports. And that's what we do. That's what we need to do. That's what President Trump is doing. And Besson is doing an excellent job each year about the tariffs and the laws and regulations for the tariffs. Enter each state and resurrect the companies that are closed. And I'm sorry to see this word resurrect, and I'll put this in because it all relates. I heard those mega churches are not even using the word to resurrect, because we are a Judeo-Christian nation, and we believe by the hand of God and the power of God that he protects us, and when we're obedient, he resurrects anything that needs to be delivered because of death or sin. So we're resurrecting our country. See what adjacent states can offer each other. So that's another thing I saw because I was reading a document about China and other trade, that we could save money on transportation when we have adjacent states developing with each other, and that's national. And here, the nuclear fusion and energy have begun to develop, which is another thing. Liquid gas energy, small oil companies, which Kamala and Biden broke them all down in Texas. For years, they were legacy small oil wells, but because they stopped the oil drilling, we lost, but those are back up, I hope. So let's go on, okay? Let's go on. And then very serious, Honduras is right below Mexico, then California. That's why we need to protect ourselves. And that's another issue with the borders and the dome, the golden dome that President Trump is talking about, which I've been talking about for years. Now, Russia, why and Cuba so long? You question, and that's another thing. But this is why there's geopolitical problems. And Cuba is also sold herself, not Honduras. Also, Honduras sold herself to the Communist Party of China, but also Cuba. China is making military tools in Cuba, and then that's right below Puerto Rico's right below. So let's go through here, and I'll show you this. Keep on going. It all relates. It all relates. Think about that. Pause and think. Think about what I just said. Export and imports, services. Because of the technology and the geopolitical developments in science and manufacturing, many products and services have become obsolete or need to be reassessed for more efficient quality, cost, and delivery and control. Compare all costs and imports and exports and expenses and costs in fair businesses. Office of the government, reiterating that I was told that every office needs to be checked and reviewed in the government. I was told in 2011 when I was at Pontific St. Thomas Aquino in Rome, I heard in prayer, because I pray for America, to check all the offices in America. Cost spending and what is spending on. It is necessary, it's outdated, or is it obsolete process, yet still keeps project or action. That's what they're supposed to do with the offices. Because it's a geopolitical power, it's a technological world after post-modernity and modernity, and now we're in the technological age. So this is very important. Are you with me? Are you with me? What has been history of costs and actions? Has there been extraordinary changes? This is the things they're supposed to ask when they looked at the offices. What would it cost to outsource jobs to regular Americans and not full-time government employee? What services should we be providing to the government? Do we need them? Are they paramount? Are they woke? Are they outdated? I know some are against Elon Musk. I'm the one that brought Elon Musk in initially for the initial pure substance of question to go through the offices and the list of offices and the list of things to do. That was my list of things to do, to tell them. My name is Lucia Arden. And we need to realize that this is very serious about what we need to talk about, because we to survive in this geopolitical power world, we need to come together and highlight things in our country and work on them with the relationships with EU. More questions about export and import discussed. List the USA and country type. Compare the contrast. Will we need to be done? And other pieces of writing. This needs to be done, which I'm working on. And the United States is the world's second largest nation behind China, with 77 trillion in exports and imports of goods and services. The U.S. trade relationships with more 200 countries and territories. What can we export to other countries that they need? And that's the thing, that's why President Trump talked about that. And that's why we're building those companies with Apple and in the microchips and all those other companies and farmers bring it back. That President Trump has got so many jobs now for our country. Even though we've decreased jobs in the government, we have many, many jobs that are available for these government officials. And Mr. Fink said we need to keep these immigrants that do the work in the agriculture, and he's right. But they need to come in the legacy of legal, just like our beautiful President Trump said. They could come back, perhaps, if they come in legally. And this is very, very serious. We need to realize new businesses are built with many ideas, commodities, agriculture, and recycling. Businesses built, and we just saw the lithium that we found, the mineral in USA. And I want you to know, we have enough commodities. They haven't been found all yet to survive for years and years and years in America. Look at all financials. They are straightforward to assess, and especially for the government. When they export and import goods and service, you will see there are discrepancies and outdated projects. Just like JD said, there are differences, but we need to come together, and differences are natural in a business contract that makes money, because we're each selling something different, and we want each to get a benefit off of it. And so someone is going to have to give something up to get the benefit and then also receive something. So that's logical that there are differences, but that makes it stronger when you are upright and have a high integrity product and you do justice. That's without saying, but that's beautiful that he brought that out, but that's without saying. So here we go. And I wanted to be vice president. I wanted to, but they didn't know me enough, but they used my ideas. But I wanted to be vice president, Lucia Arden. I have all the information and all the critical thinking and all the solutions. This is my work they're using. So I want to show you, United States is the second largest goods export in the world behind China. U.S. uses exports of 2 trillion, as I told you, which is very important. And we need to realize that this is important, that we look at things differently now, and see the goods and services of USA. We import 3.2 trillion and we export 2.0 trillion. That's in goods. Those are in products. Those are not the gold and the silver and the commodities that are sold by people that are sold by people in the countries, all international. But now BRICS has taken that away. But also, they're not going to exchange goods with us either. Do you understand? And use the dollar for goods. So let's continue. So we America uses the crossover, uses the most money in any country. Do you see this? And that's why we, just like President Trump said, all we're doing is we're giving everything to EU and other countries without any tariffs, which tariffs have to be put on, or negotiations. And I said, just make sure they buy the oil. And my idea was to make sure they buy the oil from America, the liquid oil, and then when it delivers in EU, they could transport it to liquid oil. But Russia has liquid oil and they put it through the pipes. We would have to put it on the boat. But sometimes Russia, when they receive the liquid oil, are you with me? EU, they transport it back to gaseous oil. So that's what I said. If they trade with oil and make rules and make negotiations that they would trade their oil and use our oil, American oil, instead of Russia, we could make a better tariff percentage. And that's what I was asking. That's my idea, Lucia Arden. The solution is when we importing 3.2 trillion, exporting 2.3 trillion. That's a lot, the most ever in any country. If they are correct, if these values are correct, that was in 2022. So it's probably more, or maybe a little bit less, because Saudi Arabia has come up, and so does India. See, it can be subsidized by drilling oil and liquid oil. There it is, intricately combining through each trade to ensure its current prices. So there, and then we talk about the autos, that our beautiful President Trump is very excellent. That's why we need a president that has solutions like myself here, of all the solutions that they've used. I'm on their team, and ones that know how to negotiate. But you have to have proper solutions to be able to negotiate. And these are proper solutions, and they're logical and common sense. And that's why I wanted to be vice president, Lucia Arden. I've been working on it for years. Before mostly all my comrades, okay, they are specialists. They're specialists in their work and expert. But I've been working on America for years. You saw in 2011, I'm the one in our need to give to the world to tell about how to correct America. EU is the largest trading partner of USA. See? And that's why we need to get fair tariffs, fair business. And that's why it's great they came together, Ursula and our beautiful Meloni and our great JD Vance. They came all together and working on the best things they can to protect each other. And it's like $900 something billion that we trade with our beautiful EU partners. So there we are. Thank you so much. We need to come together in truth and reconciliation, and our beautiful people have come together. And it's in this book. This is my book, In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy, and all my other books. This book, see, I am a believer, like George Washington, okay? But these are political books. Today is a globalized world of geopolitical powers. It is paramount to understand the multicultural beliefs in working acceptance, respect, and negotiation of work to fulfill all missions and protect the life of humanity and all of life. And that's my book there. And then here is my my website. My name is Lucia Arden. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you. Please look me up. And I'd be happy to be a speaker, a singer, and also a negotiator in mediation, because I do mediation, okay? Mediation to come together in truth and on both sides where they have a negotiation that serves each person. We have enough tools, enough commodities, enough money, enough products to bring a happiness and fair business in each country. Thank you so much. This is Lucia Arden. I appreciate your time.